I'm Dick Guidard. I'm reminding you, if you share your love with a dog, you'll never regret it. There's really nothing like a dog to spark up your life, whether you're a youngster, a senior citizen, or somewhere in between. Give the Lorain County Dog Kennel a call or check their website for photos of currently available dogs. Your best friend is waiting for you.
Welcome to another broadcast of the Lorain County Commissioners' General Meeting. Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Thursday mornings at 9:30 at the Lorain County Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings, and as always, you are invited to attend.
All right. Would you stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
And we got the flag in the right spot.
We do. We're good.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes, go ahead. Good morning and welcome to the August 11th meeting of the Lorain County Board of Commissioners. We had a little dog show. Lots of empty seats. Come on in.
He sits good. He's very well behaved.
She is very well behaved.
There you go. Let's turn around. Our featured dog this week is a female boxer, about a year and a half or 2 years old. She was found in the Oberlin area by Hale Road. Well behaved. She listens very well. She's healthy now. This is one of the advantages of our medical fund, where you pay an additional $5 when you get a dog license when you pick up a dog. The $5 goes to help dogs that come in injured. This boxer was in a fight with a raccoon. She came in injured, and we were able to bring her back to health, and she's a wonderful pet. She'll be available on August 16th for adoption, and let's keep batting 1,000%. We'd like to see this dog find a new home. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Kalo. A thought for today is: a coincidence is a small miracle where God chose to remain anonymous, thanks to Joyce Parks. We have some special guests this morning. This is the Elyria Girls 9 and 10-year-old All-Stars, 2005 District 3 champions, and third place team at state competition. We are delighted that you girls are here this morning, and we have a certificate for each of you. So as I call your name, would you come on down, and Commissioner Lori, Commissioner Ted will give you a certificate. Why don't you go out in front? Just okay. First on the list we have Patty Davis, who is a 5th grader at Windsor Elementary. She plays third base. Next is, and stay up front, Patty. Come on over to the side and just stay up here. Holly Hauser, 5th grader at Crestwood Elementary. She's a pitcher and shortstop. Shelby Lansbury, 5th grader at Midview Elementary, plays center field. Haley Looney, 5th grader at St. Jude. She's a catcher. Caitlin Minnie, a 5th grader at St. Jude. She's the pitcher and second baseman. Alyssa Morris, 5th grader at Crestwood Elementary, center field. Okay. Alexis Rossborough, 5th grade at Crestwood Elementary, plays left field. Riley St. Marie, 4th grade at St. Mary's, Elyria. She plays left field. Leave her in the left field. Darian Ward, a 6th grader at Oakwood Elementary, pitcher and first base. Melanie Woodard, she's a 5th grader at Oakwood Elementary. She plays shortstop, first base, and catcher. Taylor Woods, a 4th grader at Eastgate Elementary, plays right field. Manager Ryan Minnie. And while we're talking about the ladies, Ryan has a manager of his own, his wife Rachel. Coach Leonard Hauser. And Coach Jim Davis. Would any of you just like to tell us a little bit about your experience?
Would that be a no or yes?
Well, I think that was quite an accomplishment, so I think you ought to tell us just a little bit about what you did.
Are you afraid? No? Coach? Anybody? No. Right?
Well, we went to, first of all, when we picked the teams, we had a choice. Most of the girls, 8 of our girls, I believe, played at the 12 and under level this year for the league, and with 4 or 5 of them actually played in a 10 and under division for the Little League in Elyria. So they were picked. We went to Talmadge, and over the past 8 years, Talmadge really has taken it to Elyria. They've beat us, mercied us a couple times, and so our first game out at Talmadge, we came out and they stuck it to us. They beat us 10-1, and then we had to go back to Talmadge the next night. The next night, we beat them 13-12, I believe. 13-12 in extra innings. So that actually brought it back to Elyria, and in Elyria we beat Talmadge 3-2. And that was, we had, for if you don't know, let's see how did it happen. We were down 2 to, what was it, 3 to 2?
At the top of the 6th, we were down 2-1.
Right. And then Holly had a walk, and she stole second and third, and then Caitlin came up, and she had a full count, and she ended up walking, and when she walked, when there's a runner on third and you walk, you kind of automatically go to second as fast as you can. Well, she goes to second, and the other team appealed that she missed first. And on the first appeal they did, it was a dead ball appeal, which if you know anything about baseball, you can't make a dead ball appeal. The second appeal they made on a live ball, the pitcher threw it past the first baseman. Holly scored, Caitlin came around to score, and she slid under the tag, and we beat Talmadge for the second time to take us to state. Down at state, our first game, I think the girls were real nervous along with the coaches. It was a good game. We ended up losing our first game, putting us into the losers bracket. We came back up through the losers bracket to go into the championship game of the losers bracket, which if we won, we'd go to the actual championship game. We did real well. I think the heat was getting to us, a little bit of nerves still, and the girls were real tired from staying up playing in the hotel pool most of the night. But overall, I'm very proud of these girls and the coaches, and like I said, I'd like to thank the parents and everybody that helped out a lot, because I couldn't do it by myself, and the girls couldn't do it by themselves either. So and that's what happened. I'd like to thank you all again. And
thank you for coming and sharing with us. Thank you very much, girls and coaches and family. Next week, we're going to have a next group of girls a little bit older who are going to come. Chris Cito's team is going to be here. And on the 30th, we're going to Grafton. There's another group of girls, that Class B Pharmacy. They're winners of the 2005 All-Girls Softball Organization State Championship title. So we're going to take certificates to them. So it looks like the girls are doing pretty good in Lorain County. And we thank you and we're proud of you all. Okay, now I guess we have to do real business. Madam Clerk.
Resolutions number 1, Job and Family Services bills.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Investments.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Appropriations.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Transfers.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
No advances or repayments, requisitions.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Travel expenses.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Bills.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Under the airport, accept as co-sponsors an airport improvement project grant in the amount of $118,981 for Lorain County Regional Airport. This is contingent upon a separate grant assurance resolution to be passed by the Airport Authority. The total project cost is $125,244, with FAA's share of allowable costs at 95%, or $118,981. The local matching share of the allowable project cost is 5%, or $6,263. The snow removal equipment will be purchased through the ODOT Cooperative Purchasing Program at a cost of $110,574. Remaining funds of $14,670 will be used for the design of the much-needed improvements and upgrades to the airfield lighting. Due to the impending takeover of the airport by the Commissioners, it will not be necessary at this time to provide the airport with the local match, but if the snow removal of this equipment delivered prior to the takeover, the funds will be necessary upon its delivery.
Mr. Cortez?
Thank you, Commissioner. I've been in discussions with Mr. Barth out at the airport. This is a good grant. It's actually, for us, an inexpensive grant and brings a lot of money back. I love 5% match grants. So I would encourage you to support their request. We do have the money available for these type of requests, and since you're probably going to have ownership at the airport about the time the equipment gets here, you're actually just supporting yourself. I think that the equipment is very necessary and needed out there, and the lighting definitely needs to have some improvement.
Questions? Also move.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Authorize various personnel actions as indicated on the summary sheet for employees within the jurisdiction of Lorain County Commissioners.
Commissioners, I have one or two brief personnel issues. One is a disciplinary matter, another is potential new hire. So I would request that we have an executive session at the conclusion of the meeting, and I also understand, not to take Jerry's thunder, that we have an update on a matter, a significant matter of litigation that we want to talk about also.
Thank you.
Approve the Commissioners' meeting minutes and waive the reading of the same for May 26th, July 14th, 20th, 21st, 28th, and August 4th.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Authorize Lorain County Purchasing Department to place a non-refundable fee for bidding books and print for county projects. Fees will be included in the advertised notice of bidders as follows: $10 for invitation to bid with specifications. These are used to purchase supplies and equipment. $15 for specification books, and $15 for specification books plus 75 cents per sheet for blueprints with a maximum total of $40.
Mr. Cortez, do we not have fees in place now?
No, Commissioners, we really don't. And, when we struggled with the last Justice Center bid on the parking lots and getting materials picked up and getting the word out and sometimes we've used a company where they can pick up blueprints and then they pay the company. We just think it's better that we start controlling these issues a little bit more fully ourselves so that we have a better understanding of how the bid process is progressing. And if there is a problem, and I guess the problem, what I'm trying to say is if we're not getting enough penetration into the market, we'll know it sooner and we'll be able to make some calls, maybe extend the bid timelines to aggressively seek out proposals and bids from people, and we're not doing that right now, and we want to do that, and there's a cost to do that. These aren't huge costs, but they nevertheless separate the people who just come in and pick it up and have no intentions of bidding and waste our funds. So when people usually pick this stuff up and we know about it, they're usually pretty serious about putting in a bid. And I don't think that the $30 or $40 is that significant that people can't afford to pay those fees.
Questions?
No, it's a pretty reasonable fee structure. I'm used to paying $100 for bid specifications.
Also,
This is basically to cover our costs. It's not to make
No, we
profit.
won't. No, it's just no profit making here. In fact, it probably doesn't cover all of our costs, but like Mr. Kalo said, I think it's a reasonable fee, and we'll see how it works out, and then we may be back to talk to you more about it, but it's a step in the right direction.
Okay.
Also move.
Second.
Any further discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Instruct the clerk to advertise for bids for Lorain County Administration Building electrical power upgrade. This notice will be published in the Chronicle Telegram on August 15th and 22nd, and it will be open at 2 p.m. August 31st in the Commissioners' Public Hearing Room.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Provide for the issuance and sale of notes in a maximum principal amount not to exceed $9,900,000 for the purpose of paying costs for certain energy conservation facility improvements within the County of Lorain and issuance of bonds. I think that probably should say notes, huh? And then Resolution 05625 is rescinded in order to provide for notes rather than bonds.
It should say notes instead of bonds, okay?
Because the whole issue
But
is
that's
to
how the
replace
resolution read, so I guess we
bonds
need to
with
fix the
notes,
resolution.
correct?
Correct. Commissioners, I've had extensive discussions with our bond underwriters, and I asked them to look at the issue whether we should be in bonds and notes a couple weeks ago, and with respect to our positions with Moody and Fitch's and the information that we had supplied to them through the course of the year, and plus the addition of Mr. Carney's cooperative effort with the commissioners coming up with the road project, which are going to be some significant amounts of funds also. And they originally thought that we should go to bonds and that we wouldn't really have a problem. And we've had more discussions, and I think now that they're starting to see this matter the way I do, that we should stay in notes right now and progress along as we indicated to the rating agencies. Plus, right now, we go to bonds where we'll have issued more than what we would like to have under what they call bankable issues, and we want to get into that next year, and we can get a better rate next year on the bonds than we probably can now. That said, you never know where the market's going to go. The market remains pretty stable. We'll do better. But I think it's prudent right now to do the notes. And another thing is that we'll get a better handle on the project, and if we don't need the whole $3.9 million, we'll be able to step back and borrow a little less money. With the aggressiveness of how we handled the Justice Center, we ended up with quite a bit of money, and thankfully, because we're able to finish the other phases without going back to the market and having to borrow. So it wasn't a bad thing, but maybe we can ratchet some additional savings out of this program, and I don't know what we would do if there was extra money. I'm not sure what we would do with it, because we don't. How much energy conservation upgrades can you do? So I think we're better placed in notes, at least for the first 6 months to 8 months of what we're doing. Then we'll come back to you and talk about bonds next year.
Questions? Also move.
Second.
Any further discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Under Job and Family Services, amend Resolution 05560, adopted June 30th, approving and enter into a purchase of service contract between Lorain County Department of Job and Family Services and Lorain County Children and Families Council for the purchase of administrative services. This amendment will increase the contract hourly rate from $21.34 to $22.93 an hour, of an increase of $1.59.
Also move.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Instruct the clerk to advertise requests for proposals from agencies to provide artistic experience to children attending child daycare centers and children attending in-home child care sites. Notice will be published in the Chronicle Telegram on August 15th and 22nd, and proposals to be open at 2 p.m. on August 29th in the Commissioners' Public Hearing Room.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Amend Resolution Number 05457, adopted June 2nd, 2005, approving payment of the County General Fund mandated share as now outlined payable to Lorain County Department of Job and Family Services in the revised amount of $1,563,291 in compliance with Ohio Revised Code 5101.16 through 5101.161.
This is an increase of some $62,000.
Yes.
Nothing we can do about it, though.
Thank you, Commissioner. I have the formula on my desk. I wasn't sure if anyone wanted to see it. You know, it's pretty boring reading. But the formula is established, and depending on our allocation for the year and the funding we receive, we're required to make that mandatory share, and we don't have any choice. It's much like when we support the appeals court when they send us a bill. Clearly, they're intending, by the way, to get off subject for a matter, to do some building down there in Akron. I don't know if you saw their letter.
Yes.
Commissioner Blair sent it to me. She has this is fairly cryptic, but I think it means they're going to bill us for some some improvements down there. So they told us about what their intentions are. They'll do it, and then they'll send us the bill, and we don't have any choice but to pay it. It's a unique branch of how the government, a unique way the government works on that end with the courts and with the state. They can just about do whatever they want and tell us to pay it, and we don't. They cut off our allocation.
I just wanted to note that there's an increase, so it has to come from someplace.
We have some funds in a line item that we call unfunded mandates.
Love that word.
Okay, and normally we would take the funding from there, so we'll probably do a transfer from unfunded mandates and move it over to the allocation.
But it would be nice if we didn't have to.
I agree, Commissioner.
Thank you. Also moved.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Under the engineer award contract to Crossroad Asphalt and Recycling, Columbia Station, in the amount of $160,253.40 for the 2005 Hot Applied Crack Seal Program, to be paid 100% by the MVGT funds, count 22001-1102-450301 Engineer Projects. Bids were open on August 5th, with form being submitted, this being the most responsive. Issue notice to proceed letter on or before August 8th, and to be completed work on or before September 30th. Authorize county administrator to notify the county auditor to release retainage at completion of said project.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Under MRDD, approve and enter into a memorandum of understanding between the MRDD and General Health District for the use of two of the sheltered workshop sites, 258 Artino Street, Oberlin, and 1095 Infirmary Road, Elyria, for the provisions of public health services in the event of a health disaster emergency.
Commissioners, this is all part of our larger plan for the county. Mr. Kelly has been putting these various elements together. When I talked to the MRDD folks, we felt it was prudent that the commissioners enter into this memo of understanding because at the end of the day, you own all the facilities. Even though MRDD is fairly autonomous and we don't usually have much interference or working in what they do in the community, you still are responsible for county assets. So we felt it was prudent that the MOU came here for agreement, and the MRDD folks and the General Health District folks agreed too. So it's more just pre-functionary than anything else.
Questions, Commissioners? No. I'll move for approval.
Second.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Under the Treasurer, award depository of public funds contracts is reviewed and recommended by the County Treasurer for the active deposits. First Merit, EST, $120 million. JP Mortgage Chase, which was Bank One, $120 million. National City Bank, $120 million. Lorain National Bank, $15 million. U.S. Bank, $120 million. Fifth Third, $120 million. Northern Savings and Loan, $15 million. And Charter One, $70 million.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Cordes, County Administrator.
I had the opportunity to attend the Marshall Tucker concert last night over at Quaker Steak and Lube. It was nice to see events like this come into Lorain County. I'm quite sure that we're bringing visitors from outside the county here and bringing some dollars into the county, so it was very encouraging to see a large group of people. They've been doing a lot of good work out there. I didn't bring it up to tell you what my entertainment agenda was, but I think that we need more of this stuff in Lorain County, more attractions to bring tourist dollars here.
They're bringing an average weight band on the 25th, I think.
They are, and hopefully we'll see you there.
I'll be there.
But it's nice to see us being a draw rather than people drawing other people out of the community. It was a very nice event. And I'm encouraged when I see these things in Lorain County because I know it means a lot to us. It doesn't look like a lot to the average eye, but it's very, very important to bring those people here from other places.
Well, next Thursday there's a free event. There's 3 NASCAR racers, a prestigious motorcycle guy that's going to build the motorcycles there, and bike night. So they're looking at like 12,000 people next Thursday.
Beautiful.
It's good. It's good for the local economy.
I didn't see your picture dancing in the paper.
I was doing the old fat middle-aged white dance, you know.
Chair dancing.
Yes. You know, the rest of the body doesn't move as well as it used to. With that, I'll conclude my comments.
While you're ahead,
Unfortunately, we can't hear that comedy out here in the audience.
Probably it's just as well, Shirley. Sorry, it wasn't intentional.
Mr. Innes, Assistant County Prosecutor.
Just the request for a executive session on pending litigation.
Commissioner's report. Lori?
No report today.
My turn?
Yes,
Okay.
Ted.
Just like to thank Sherrod Brown and everything he did for the county with the $1.7 million for our transportation center, along with the other monies, the Broadway corridor, Lorain Port Authority with the possible chances of getting a jet express to the city of Lorain, which would be wonderful for the county. And we have an opportunity at 11:30 today to beat up Senator Voinovich's guy, see if we can get any money from him through earmarks. So
I've already done that, and it didn't produce any desired results.
well, we'll try again.
Oh, yes, he's a pretty small guy, too. So.
We'll dangle him out the window. No more report, Commissioner.
Thank you. Rebecca Gray is here from the Alliance. I think maybe she wants to tell us about the invitation she's sending out for the September 1st Transportation Day.
Good morning, Commissioners. Just briefly, I'd like to thank everyone who was involved in the second annual Black River Day. That was a success out of the Black River Landing. And tomorrow we'll be hosting NOACA out at the Black River Landing, so we have an opportunity to really show off a lot of the waterfront along Lorain County. We'll be sending out invitations today for the transportation forum that we're having in partnership with the County Board of Commissioners, Ken Carney's office, and the Alliance out at the college. That will be September 1st. Thank you.
Thank you. That's it for me.
Clerk's report. You know that Senator Voinovich's office is going to be here. I also received notice of the Wellington Ordinance 05-145 objecting the proposed annexation of 227.810 acres from Wellington Township to the Village of Wellington. But then I also received the Village of Wellington's Resolution 2005-33 relating to the buffer zones, 2005-34 consenting to the annexation, and 2005-35 the services to be provided to the proposed annexation of 227.810 acres from Wellington to the township.
Was that information in, I'd like to read
Yeah, I didn't see that.
the item number 2.
Should be in...
And it may have been, and I missed it. Would you provide us
Yes,
with
I
a
will.
copy of that? Thank you, Teresa.
You're welcome. And that is on the schedule for September 1st for a decision.
September 1st, we're going to be out to the...
It's the 45th day.
We get to do that, too?
There's no public hearing. It's just a decision by the Board of Commissioners.
Right. If I may, Commissioners, just to understand that type of annexation is on your agenda for consideration as a regular motion, but it is not an annexation hearing.
Because it's expedited?
Yes.
It's a form of expedited. It's the kind of thing like any other matter you consider. You can welcome public comment and regarding that, but you do not have to conduct a public hearing with regard to that. It's just a matter of going through the conditions and seeing whether or not they have been met. So it's not a complete formal annexation hearing.
September 1st is a Friday?
No, it's a Thursday.
Thursday.
We're going to be meeting at the college.
It's our regular meeting, but it's going to be at the college.
Okay.
Thank you, Jerry.
Board correspondence.
I move the reading be waived.
Second?
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kukowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Public comment?
Anyone wishing to address the board, please come to the microphone, state your name and your issue. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning, Elizabeth Rumics, Oberlin. Again, as part of my continuing education project, would somebody tell me why in number 20, the Treasurer's Depository Awards, some banks receive so much and several banks receive much less?
I think that they bid on different amounts. Mr. Cordes can clarify that, but I believe that
They do bid. I was going to actually be a little humorous and say we like some other better than the others.
I'm sorry, I
It's just as well, he was gonna tell a joke again, so it's just as well you couldn't hear that. Just give her the right answer, Jim.
They actually work out contracts and what they can handle in funds. And I'm not too well versed in this area. The treasurer has done this for a number of decades, and but I know that it has a lot to do with the capability of the facilities and the terms and conditions. So it's not a direct giveaway. There are criteria that they measure with, and if you're interested, I could obviously get those from the treasurer's office.
Well, they have to pledge securities up to a certain amount,
Exactly.
and so they only have the ability to do X number of dollars of business.
When we go to market with bonds and things like that, notes, we do try to attempt to deal with our locals first and see if they want to handle the issue. Sometimes it's a little bit more than they can handle. Without giving you a 100% positive answer, I'm sure that that's the line of business that they wanted to be responsible for.
Okay, thank you.
And it's up to that amount, Elizabeth.
Right.
Good morning, Trustee Wright.
Good. Good morning. Jim Wright, Carlisle Township. Township government predates the United States Constitution. Townships were laid out in Ohio in 1802, and I think that Elyria came into being sometime in the 1820s. So before Elyria was, we were. And what I'm trying to convey to you today is that I've got a deep appreciation for this form of government. It's an efficient government. It's run by 3 trustees and a clerk. We have a road department, we have a fire department, and taxes are low. The at this time, sanitary sewers are an issue in the township, and what they will do is provide us the security now and in the future with the ability to continue as a township. We'll be free from the pressures of annexation that slowly erode the township, as we've all seen with other townships. This is why I ask you, the county commissioners, to support Carlisle Township and its residents in our request for a facility planning area change to NOACA to have Lorco provide sewers to the township. I would also ask for your support in opposing the annexation that will come before you on September 12th and 13th. And I might add that if the facility planning area were changed, the commissioners would not be hearing of unfair JEDs and annexations from Carlisle Township in the future. Or if it had been changed already, you wouldn't even be hearing about it now. Also, Carlisle Township is not against doing business with Elyria. With Lorco, Carlisle will also have bargaining chips at the negotiating table. If there is negotiations in the future, it won't be as one-sided as the JED was. In going through that, it was either Elyria's way or no way, and we had nothing to deal with. So Carlisle would certainly appreciate your support, particularly with the facility planning area change. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. Mike Sherman?
Morning, thank you. Mike Sherman, and with me is Mr. Brian Baker this morning. We're here to publicly thank and personally invite President Blair, Commissioner Kalo, Commissioner Kokoski, thank Mr. Cordes, County Administrator, and Lorain County Solid Waste for their support in the 11th Annual Lorain County Organized Labor Day Family Celebration. This is going to be held at Lakeview Park on Sunday, September the 4th, from noon till 8 p.m. The banner will be going up on Broad Street in Elyria shortly, and Lorain and Amherst. This is our 11th annual. We had over 25,000 people in the park last year. This is Labor's way to give back to the community, and if it weren't for sponsors like the county, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. And what we do is we subsidize everything so that the families can enjoy a real reasonable day. The admission is free. Pop, chips, water, and hot dogs are all $0.25. We have amusement rides, continuous live music, pony rides, clowns, many displays and giveaways, and a ton of door prizes. I have some flyers I'd like to leave with you. And again, I want to personally invite you and thank you and all the other great sponsors that help make this event possible so the family can come out there for a very reasonable cost. If we weren't able to subsidize this, we wouldn't be able to do it for the price we're doing it. So thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Mike. It's a fun time for everybody.
We will be there. We normally get a very large pavilion tent, and we have a pretty good presence, and sometimes we've afforded some assistance with transportation. Is that correct, Mike?
Yes.
Okay, so we're working on those issues too. And we're looking for a little bit bigger presence this year. So mark your calendar. Last year I think you had 6,000?
30,000. 28,000.
28,000? It was 25, I'm sorry, wasn't it? So it's huge, and we're going to bring all our departments out, and maybe we'll bring some more dogs out, and we'll bring some frisbees out, and you won't give anybody a concussion this time.
I'll try not to.
Great place for the frisbees out there,
Yeah.
all the grounds out there. So we'll be out there with you, Mike, doing it again this year.
Thank you. Anyone else? I move the board go into executive session for the purposes outlined by the administrator and the assistant county prosecutor.
Second.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Thursday mornings at 9:30 at the Lorain County Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings, and as always, you are invited to attend.
Unsightly litter is often the result of well-intentioned people like you and me being careless at the curb, around business areas, and at work sites. Lucky the Ladybug, Ohio's first lady of litter prevention, says nobody wants to live or work around trash. Litter lowers property values and it's costly to clean up.
Keep Lorain County beautiful. Put the lid on trash.
There, here, have a treat, okay? No one can deny the loving devotion we get from our dogs, and I think we all agree we get back more love than we give them. I'm Dick Goddard. I'm reminding you, if you share your love with a dog, you'll never regret it. There's really nothing like a dog to spark up your life, whether you're a youngster, a senior citizen, or somewhere in between. And dogs have a whole lot of affection to share. Okay, is that good? You don't have to go far to hear heartwarming adoption stories.
With my husband is like saying man's best friend. He truly loves that dog. He feels it's part human. It's his second daughter, as Erica said. It's definitely a prize. She's queen of the house, basically. She's a good lover. She gives us a lot of attention. She's a good girl.
We had a cat before we had Abby, and Abby adapted very well. She is best friends with that cat. She will not harm that cat in any way. She's amazing. I love her. When I'm in bed at night, Abby will jump up with me and she will pull the covers back and she will lay under the covers and lay her head on the pillow just like a human.
I encourage anyone to go to the Lorain County Kennel to adopt a dog. It's given our family great satisfaction and a great reward.
After, a bad day at work or anytime you come home, it's just always nice. They kind of turn your mood around when you come in the door and they wagging their tails and jumping on you, and it's a great feeling to know that they're happy to see you and that they love you just as much as you love them. She is good with our other dog. She's good with people. She likes attention, and she likes to cuddle up with you.
It's funny when Lily, when you kind of discipline her sometimes when she does something bad, or she always seems to roll on her back and put her paws in the air and just look up at you with this sad look. So it's kind of hard to even get mad at her when she does something like that. So we kind of laugh at that.
And it's always amusing when she does get a spurt of energy and want to run around, and I was like, oh my gosh, Lily's going to play now.
Yeah,
so
like sometimes, I'm on the couch or whatever, and she'll hop down, and she always tries to bite her own tail, and then that kind of keys on our other dog, Rocky, to chime in and try to, bite at her tail a little bit, and then they start playing around a little bit.
One day we came home with some food from I just really wanted a burger, so we had a burger, and I had it sitting on the tray table by the couch, and I got up for a minute and got a drink, came back, and Lily was licking her lips. She had eaten the whole thing, and I was not very happy with her, so I screamed and told Kurt to come down and get her away from me because I was just so upset, but we both lived, and I was fine afterwards. One of the best things about adopting a dog from the kennel, at least for us, was, again, just giving this dog, who knows what would have happened to her, a new life, and also giving our other dog a companion during the day. It's just fun to have the two dogs and take them for walks and watch them play, and it brought us closer as well.
It just makes you feel better as a person that, you're giving a dog a better chance to live a life.
Actually, I enjoy the exercise because I need trying to lose weight. Salem makes me get out of the house every day, and so I have to take him for a walk, even if I don't want to. And he's not that much trouble because he was pretty much housebroken when I got him from the pound. I really like the older pet because Salem was kind of, whoever had him before, they really kind of housebroke him, so I didn't really have to go through the potty training deal. I just had to let him out and find a place for him to go. And I think older pets, especially for people who don't have children, are kind of good because Salem, he's real playful, but he's not, he gets tired and he lays down and he doesn't want to be bothered, and that's fine with me. So he's not always wanting to play, you know, because puppies have a lot of energy. And Salem has quite a bit of energy, but sometimes he just lays on his pillow and he's like, don't bother me, I won't bother you. And sometimes when he wants to play, he wants to play, and that's okay. I got Salem at the Lorain County Dog Pound. I found him on the internet, actually. They had his picture on the internet, and so I called and he was still there, and so I immediately went over and looked at him. We went outside and played, and he jumped in the car and wouldn't get out, and there we were. So we were on our way home. So it was love at first sight. He's a very good companion. I can always depend on him to be here and greet me with, you know, open arms when I come in the door. He's very protective of me, and he lets me know when anyone is outside or in the driveway. So I feel safe with Salem. You know, even though he's a small dog, he gives me a safe feeling just in my own home. If I'm having a bad day sometimes and I'm just not in a real good mood, you know, he'll come up and snuggle up to me like, hey Mom, it's okay. I think other people should adopt a pet, and even an older dog. The Lorain County Pound has so many wonderful dogs. All you have to do is go over there and look. I mean, even now, I still go on the website and I tell Salem, don't you want a little brother or sister? Because they have all these little cute dogs over there, and they all need good homes. And if you're looking to adopt a pet, I suggest you try the Lorain County Dog Pound first. I mean, you pay for the license and just a nominal fee, and you got a great dog and a great companion and somebody that's going to be in your life for the rest of your life, and they'll love you no matter what.
Hello, my